Hello, welcome back to Brock's Basement. This is going to be my comic book pull list for the week of January 17th, 2024. Um, the weeks have been fairly light for me so far this year, as well as the tail end of last year, which is good. It gives me a chance to kind of get caught up on some things, but also purge some titles that I'm not particularly into. But did get a fair amount of books this week overall, but it's still a smaller week for me, which some people I think are probably on the side of, well, this is good because there was a ton of stuff coming up. But anyway, let's get into it. First up, we have Batman, Superman, World's Finest, number 23. I am caught up with this series. It's amazing. It's fantastic. If you have not yet been reading it, you need to. It is just Mark Waid at his best, and Dan Moore's art is just fantastic. It is overall a freaking great book. And if you're not reading it, you really, really need to. Next up, where am I going to put up with this here? Next up, we have Catwoman, number 61. I am not caught up with Catwoman. I am. I think when it transitioned to the really that risque cover with the really long heels, I'm on that issue. I don't remember. It's in the 30s, I think. So I need to get a little caught up with Catwoman. But maybe since I finished some Fear State and got caught up with some other Batman stuff, I can dive into Catwoman and get caught up. I'm almost caught up with Harley Quinn. So woohoo! Next up, we have a new book in the Energon universe, and that is Cobra Commander by Joshua Williamson. I believe this is a mini-series. I don't know how many issues it is, but I've really enjoyed all of the stuff so far in the Energon universe that Skybound has released. That's Robert Kirkman's imprint under the Image publication. And that's Void Rivals, Transformers, and Duke. All great books. If you haven't checked out the Energon universe, it's fantastic. I'm not a huge fan of Transformers and G.I. Joe. I watched it when I was a kid, but it never really stuck with me. So I didn't really read any of the comics, but I decided to give it a try with this kind of energy going into this new, with Robert Kirkman getting the licensing to it. So we'll see. But so far, they've been really hitting out of the park. Hopefully, they don't overextend with books, but I'm looking forward to Cobra Commander, especially since Josh Williamson is fantastic. So check it out if you have not yet. Next up, we have a James Tynion, the fourth book, and that's Deviant number 3. This is pretty good. I've enjoyed it. It's kind of a interviewing a killer kind of motif with a holiday theme to it. I think it would have been better if it was finished around the holiday, Christmas holiday, not extended much past it, but we'll see. Next up is, I believe, the last issue. Yes, the Infield Gang Massacre number 6. If you have not yet checked out Infield Gang, you should. And I also highly recommend That Texas Blood, the one it's from. But Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips, fantastic. Great stuff. I highly recommend checking it out. Next up, we have a new number 1 from DC, and specifically the Sandman universe now, and that is, and it's also written by Simon Superior. So fingers crossed, we'll see where it goes. But that is John Constantine Hellblazer, Dead in America, number 1. We'll see. I normally attempt to give the John Constantine books a try. I haven't actually read a lot of the old stuff that a lot of people love. I've read I think the first 2 volumes of the old Hellblazer stuff, but I haven't read like the Garth Ennis stuff or any of the stuff that's like really significant. But I've always enjoyed the John Constantine character. He's popped up in a lot of stuff that I've read through. So yeah, new one. Check it out. Next up, we have Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. This is issue 4. So yeah, I think this is a 7-issue series. I've been enjoying it so far. It's just big giant Kong and Godzilla and the Justice League. It's pretty interesting stuff. So, and other kaijus are running around rampant. So yeah. Next up is the meme book of the week, and that is Nightwing number 110. It's supposed to be connected to Beast World, hence why Robin is a cat here. But yeah, if you are up on your internet, you'll know where these memes come from. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. When Nightwing 109, I had barely anything in it to really constitute being attached to the Titan Beast World stuff. So we'll see how much this is connected. Next up, we have Jeff Lemire and Gabriel Halta's Phantom Road 8. I've not completely caught up with this, but I've read a handful of the first few issues. Really enjoyed it, so I can't wait to dive in and get caught up with it. I have been getting caught up with, books as I'm going. I'm just really hunkering down. But I did get caught up with the Department of Truth, namely finishing the 22-issue run. So yeah, woohoo! Pat myself in the back of that. Get it done. Yeah, tons of stuff to get caught up. Next up, Star Wars High Republic number 3. I believe it's Phase 3 stuff. I'm way behind on it. We'll see if I get into it. Next up is another Joshua Williamson book, and that's Superman number 10. This looks like we're heading into the Wild West with Superman. It's the good, the bad, and the super is the title of the story arc. So we'll see what Joshua Williamson has in store for us. And that I'm behind on Superman, but I've read the first 4 issues, and I really, really enjoyed his stuff on it. So yeah. Next up is Titans number 7. This is a Beast World tie-in. It's got the nice little thing down here saying Beast World tie-in. So we'll see what happens with it. I've enjoyed Beast World so far. The main stuff, the one-shots they have that collect a whole bunch of stuff, the tours, as they're calling them, those have not been the best. You can skip most of that if you want to. I'm not big on the tie-in stuff so far, except I think for the main stuff coming out of Titans. Titans has been really, really good with Tom Taylor on board. So yeah, check that stuff out if you can. Next up is a book that I'm officially now 81 issues behind on, and that is The Walking Dead Deluxe, No Way Out Part 2. What can I say? I've read all of Walking Dead in the regular black and white form. This is just deluxe and colored and all that, so I have not yet gotten to getting through it. Maybe one day I'll sit down. Maybe once it's halfway, which is coming up soon. Once it's halfway, I'll finally hunker down and start reading it. So we'll see. And finally on my pull list this week is Tom King and Daniel Sampier's Wonder Woman issue 5. This has been fantastic. Tom King's been knocking it out of the park with it. He brought his spin that he put on Batman to Wonder Woman, but it applies it to Wonder Woman. He tweaked it enough, and it's just really solid stuff from Tom King, and I do highly recommend it. I cannot wait to dive into that one. That's it for my pull list. I did grab some variants this week. First up is the cover C for Catwoman 61. So grab this one here. This is the Lee Inhink. I'm horrible with names. Grab that one. George Fornes has had a bunch of really awesome variants for Catwoman with the old school type pulp covers. So I snagged that one up as well. And then Superman 10 had a Lee Bermejo cover that had the Western and the train and the girl on the tracks. So I decided to snag that one as well. I did pick up a book to read this week. I don't do this very often, and this is 2 weeks in a row that I've done this. And it's 2 weeks in a row that I've done it with a Marvel book. Last week, if you remember, Ultimate Spider-Man number 1 came out. I picked up a copy to read and check out, and oh man, was I blown away at how good it was. It's Brian Hitch, art by Brian Hitch, written by Robert Hickman. And it's really, really solid, really, really good. I understand why it was confusing for people, especially retailers, like, what the heck book is this? Because the solicitations for it were not the best. It's basically it's the maker. This is spoilers for Ultimate Invasion. The maker goes and unmakes things in Ultimate Invasion, namely Ultimate Universe heroes. He doesn't unmake Miles Morales because Miles is no longer in the Ultimate Universe. He's in the regular Marvel Universe. I know it starts to get confusing. But this is basically kind of, think of the Ultimate Universe, but a what if Peter Parker didn't get his powers when he was a teenager, but when he was like a grown adult with kids married to MJ. I know a lot of people were just excited to see him back with MJ, and it was exciting to see the two of them back together in this book, even if it's a different version of Peter Parker and MJ. But I really think they did a solid job with it. I'm going to see how issue 2 goes. Don't know how long Hickman's going to be on it. That's still up in the air for people to know. But if you did get a chance to read Ultimate Spider-Man, let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, let me know how excited you were, all of that stuff. But yeah, but this week it's another Marvel book, but this one's by Chip Zdarsky with art by Daniel Acuna. Acuna? I'm horrible with names. And that's Avengers Twilight #1. Ryan, the owner of Comics Conspiracy, my friend, buddy, all that fun stuff, boss, whatever. I asked him if he got to read it. He said he read it and really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to checking this out to seeing how well it is. Does it transition to me buying single issue Marvel books? Probably not. But if it's good enough, I'll read it and then I will most likely get a collected version of it. But I'm going to check out Avengers Twilight #1 and we'll see. Maybe they 2 for 2 for Marvel on my read pile, but we'll see. And that's it for this week. Not much going on not much else going on. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments down in the comment section below and let me know what you're picking up, what you're liking, all that stuff. Yeah, we are keep it nice because the internet is normally a place anyway. Thanks, Trip, for leaving a comment from last time. Can't even remember what it was about. I responded to it finally, but yeah. You can listen to me also on the Comics Conspiracy podcast. We just finished recording episode 605 yesterday, or the other day, I should say. And that should be posted. There's a link in the description below. As usual, you can head over there to check out that episode as well as and all of our other episodes. You can help me and my fellow conspirators out through Patreon at www.patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting fees and for me and the other hosts, some of us to get products. So thank you very much to all of our Patreon backers. It does help out immensely. You can help me out a little more directly if you buy anything from an Amazon link listed here. I didn't have any graphic novels or movies or anything like that this week. So the only thing listed is my kind of top picks that I think people should pick up, which is the Wonder Woman Historia hardcover, as well as the Many Desolate Starr Deluxe hardcover if you want. But you can also click on that and then go find the trade paperback. But those two I think people should really, really check out. You can also head over to my eBay page. On eBay, it's Brock's Basement as well. You can see what I'm purging out. I got like 4 trades up. I just list a handful at a time. Every Sunday, stuff ends at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time. Just keep that rotation going, see what sells, see what doesn't. I probably need to purge a handful out and just kind of get rid of them. I'm back into the comic conspiracy, warehouse where I'm constantly at, but what else? Oh, excuse me. That's it. You can follow me on social media. On Bluesky, it's at brocksager, Bluesky, whatever X's part, as well as on Twitter. If you're still on Twitter, you can head over to Brock's. You can catch me on Instagram at Brock's Basement. And I'm probably at some point going to hopefully get a TikTok going for Brock's Basement, but I don't know yet. I haven't pulled the trigger on it. Yeah, we'll see. But that's where I'm at right now. Hope everyone had a good New Year's and is enjoying the holidays. Hope everyone had a good MLK. And working in education, we get the day off right after we come back from a break, which is nice. But yeah, it's tiring. Gotta get this up. Yeah. I don't think there's. Oh, DC changed their paper. It's bad. It's not good. Let me know what you think in the comments below. All right, I'm out. See you next week.